Hello everybody, welcome back to Dying Light the Beast. Restored Land.
Till we meet again, you damn dirty beast.
I never knew this was... Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I just watched The Boys series finale, and I have some thoughts.
Olivia, there was no sign of the sheriff at the town hall. Looks like she ran.
And
She really was working for the Baron.
She claims she did it to protect her people, but I don't buy it. Right now, I just need to get stronger. Can you find me more chimeras?
ooh,
I'm
the
already on
stutter.
it. I'll get back to you as soon as I locate one.
Is there any... No, it's not. Anyway, I just watched the Boys series finale. I'm recording this the same day as the previous video, part 6. But I've had the finale sit for a few hours now. A few hours, actually, an hour. And it's a finale, all right. Is the one thing that like had me worried for the series is that the finale was going to be bad. Like, it's that this finale was going to suck and that it's not going to be good and it's going to make everything that we've been working towards feel sort of worthless. And it's not gonna be, you know, what the Boys series finale
Do you copy?
should be.
I do. What's up, Jacob?
I reached out to the exiles, and one of them will contact you soon.
So I don't know what to feel. I feel sort of this void to, like, for lack of a better term.
Can you hear me?
What the hell?
Don't be frightened. I'm not your enemy. I'm a
A
telepath.
void of like,
Jacob asked me to reach out.
what now?
No. The last time someone
You know, I started watching The
telepathically, it did
Boys
not go
around when
well.
season
Where's
4
the damn
originally,
radio?
like, right before season 4 came out.
Isn't safe.
And this is freaky as fuck.
So
Meet me at Pembroke
I was
Hall.
bear witness to
I'll
that
explain
firsthand, to how bad and atrocious season 4 was.
Fucking telepathy, you've gotta be kidding me.
And I know season
Kyle, I'm
4.
afraid the situation's gone from sad to bad to much worse.
I'm gonna turn off the voices because they're really messing with my thingies. They're really messing with my There we go. It's the I don't know how to put into words about what I feel about this finale. I definitely don't hate it. I certainly don't hate it. If I were to hate it, I would have said it already. But the thing is, I don't know what to feel about it. It feels weird to see the series, and I don't want to just go through the entire series. I want to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly of this season, because there's definitely a lot of ugly. I missed it. So yeah, let's get to talking. Let's get to talking about the season. I mean, I started episode 1. It's not a good start for the season. Actually, no. It was a good start for the season. The season started off promising. I thought this was very promising. Okay, I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here, man. Okay. It's I think with episode 1 was that it felt bland in a way. I mean, it felt you know what? No, scratch that. We're not doing episode by episode. I'm going straight into the finale, my thoughts of the finale, because this is what I'm making this video for. It's the finale, not the entire season 5 of The Boys. Well, for starters, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad. And let's start with the good. The good is, well, the writing. This is probably the best written episode of season 5. And a lot of people would be inclined to agree after watching this season finale, but series finale. And for it to be alright, what makes the writing alright, not good, alright, is just the dialogue in of itself is much better. It's much more easier flowing dialogue than ever before. It's like, it's not the best, okay? It's not like the best the series has to offer. I still think season 3 is definitely the best example of the boys' strength, and season 1 is all of their strengths in one season. I mean, is the things that makes the series good. Is season 1 entirely. And there's also the fact that Ashley gets a lot more to do this episode. And by a lot more, I mean she actually gets to be a character. I don't know, it just feels like she always gets put to the side and is just used to be like a mascot, and that's her entire character. I kind of don't like that. Because then just basically boils her character down to, hey, look at me, I'm a VOD mascot because the Homelander made me so, ha ha ha. And it feels kind of pointless to have her even be a part of the season, but I'm glad she got something to do this finale. It also feels kind of ironic for her ending. I'm not gonna spoil too much. I'm gonna try not to spoil too much. But, you know, it's just like... Also good, the fight between Homelander and Butcher was an incredible showcase of what the editing team and the choreography of the show is. Even though the editing made me feel a bit jarring, it was a bit jarring at some points. It's like, well, you know, the jarring part is the fact that it was cut so fast-paced that sometimes you could barely, like, hold on to the action. And sometimes it felt that Kimiko died. Kimiko had less to do in this episode. Certainly, it was a choice. But I liked it. I like the choice to have Kimiko be more reserved this episode and be basically the weapon that gives them the upper hand. I'll get more in the spoiler part of the video. There's another Annie this episode. Man, was she great this episode. Probably the second best part of this episode was Annie's entire fight with the Deep. That fight was better than the Homelander Butcher fight. And yes, I stand by what I just said. It's it's the thing, like, just something in my fucking room flying, them motherfucker. There we go, I killed it. Um, I liked Kimiko this episode. She felt... Okay, sorry for unfortunately character. She felt useful this season. Like, this entire season, this entire season, she's felt a bit useless at times. Like, she was just there to, you know, oh, she's the female of the group, she has to be there, you know. She's Frenchie's companion, like, she has to be there. Without her, like, the boys aren't complete, you know. You know, the boys aren't complete without her. It felt like that's why she was there this season, and the talking was kind of getting to be a little too much. But they definitely, it was definitely better this episode. It was definitely more, they were reserved her for the big moments that they needed her, and that's honestly what makes Kimiko Kimiko for this series. Now, let's not just stay on Kimiko and Annie, let's talk about Huey, our big boy who grows some big old pants this episode. Huey, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm mixed on this season. I'm really mixed this time around. I don't know what to think. For the most part, I enjoyed Season 5 up until Season 7, which made me lose any hope that this finale could be good. Like, it gave me nothing to believe into it, and yet, in some way, they delivered. In others, they failed, and I definitely think another part where they delivered with certainty that I'm saying this proudly is the actual ending. Because I got about 40 minutes in, and I was like, I looked at the time, and I was like, there's still 20 minutes left of the finale. And that's when I was like, shit, it ain't over. And I'm glad that it ended the way it ended. I definitely wouldn't have taken anything else over this. God, I can't really talk about the good stuff without getting into spoilers too much. Okay, the negatives. The pacing. It's the biggest problem with this episode. Is just the pacing. The way it moves, it is so fast-paced this time around. This is the fastest-paced episode of The Boys. Season 5, specifically. This season has been slow at points. At its lowest, it is the slowest, painful, dreadful watch of the lifetime. And I mean that in the, oh, this shit felt like Stranger Things Season 5 finale levels of crippling slowness. Especially the last episode. See, episode 7 was definitely the worst of The Boys. Season 5, it definitely highlighted more bad than good. Which is why it's my least favorite episode of the season. It's everybody's least favorite episodes of the season. So, what do you do when you have a bad episode? You have a good finale. I think for The Boys, this is the finale that, honestly, we should just accept. There's no way we would be getting anything better, and I think another negative, which is writing at some points. That writing at some points was just abysmal. I mean, certain things I understood, why it was written that way. Some things I was just like, so that's what you're choosing. Like, are you sure you want this to be your finale? Like the dialogue you put for the finale. And once I watched it, I was like, this is the finale, and you're choosing to do this. What the fuck? I definitely felt that with, like, the way they use the Gen V kids. Like, they brought them in, had get people to Canada, and that was all their purpose. And then they dipped out. They were never seen again at that point. Like, they are not in the, they were in the finale for literally, I am not kidding, 2 minutes. You hyped up these kids in the finale, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Like, what? This is what you do with them. Okay, fuck you, first and foremost. Second, that's messed up, dude. Like, I was excited to see more of them. I need to just, like, I was excited to see them, but at the end of the day, it was just like, why would you even bring them in? Like, it was the most pointless thing they did, was bringing the Gen V kids in. Oh Father. It was the weakest part of the antagonists this time around. He was the strongest part of Season 5, but the finale really underutilized him. And made him seem kind of worthless, in a way. Like, yeah, he's here. Now he's gone. I don't know what you want me to say. I can be more concrete. Okay, can I attack? Okay, can I fucking attack? Another thing. With the Oh Father thing. I don't know what it is about our father. He just has this effect on me where it's like, at some points I like him, at some points I just don't. Like, it's that effect where it's like, I like him, but it's also like, oh god, you are literally not a fun character. This season definitely, his death, I felt it coming. I was like, yeah, Oh Father's fucking dying. And as soon as they introduced a certain thing, that I'll get to in the spoilers, I was like, yeah, he's dead. But this is the more negative that I have, is like, he was underutilized this episode. He was in there, and then died. That is all you get. He's in, and then boom, he's gone. Is there anything else really that's a big negative? Yeah, I'd say that another big negative of this episode is God, Wow, this man is barely in the episode. He has probably 5 minutes of screen time this entire episode, and that is it. His entire arc this season, that he's becoming like a butcher, never addressed again. His ending definitely felt more like undercooked. Like, that is definitely the part that I would say that is the most rushed, is MM's ending, and I think they should have focused on MM a bit. Like, he's a vital part of the boys. Why does he get this somber end? Why does he not get a focus in the literal series finale? He gets the least focus. Obviously, Frenchie would get the least focus, considering, you know, he's a fucking dead boy. You know? Considering he's dead, it honestly makes sense that Frenchie doesn't get a lot of focus. You know, he's fucking dead. He's 7. And yeah, MM just felt really underutilized. And it just feels like Frenchie got more love this episode than Mother's Milk did. Okay. Spoilers. Spoiler warning for anybody who doesn't want to get spoiled for the ending. But, okay. For the final season, for the final episode of The Boys, here's your spoiler warning. One and only. Okay. Homelander's death was... Let's go into the spoiler positivity, you know, let's go into positivity a bit more. The whole fight between Butcher and Homelander was done well, and I think with better editing, would have been the perfect series, like the perfect final battle, what we've been building up to, and it is good. I'm not gonna lie. Overall, the stakes are good. It feels good. It feels really good, actually. Feels too good to be true. I'll put it like that. It feels too good to be true of an ending. And if you were to tell me that this is how the boys would end, I would be like, oh, it's gonna be worse. Luckily, it's not the worst. It's not bad. That fight's not bad. I'm gonna say that. Kimiko. I'm gonna mix a bit positive, bit negative with this, but Kimiko. Man, was she useful this time around. The entire season she felt kind of meh. And the finale she got shine. She got the shine. The Soldier Boy, his power is now hers. She's there, she uses it. All fine and dandy with me. Like, I got no complaints about her using Soldier Boy's power. Essentially, I think it kind of is very nice. But I do think Soldier Boy should have been in the finale and should have died in the finale. Saying this might piss off people. He's just frozen now. He was there to promote the stupid Vought Rising spin-off series. That's a whole negative for the show. For the entire series finale. Because Soldier Boy is what I was like, okay, he's in this season. Like, I'm excited to see what they do with this character. They just butchered it, he's not even in the finale. At that point I was like, what do you mean Soldier Boy? Jensen Ackles isn't in the finale. Now understand, I've been watching Supernatural. I've just gotten through the first season of Supernatural. Which means I'm on season 2, episode 2 of Supernatural. And I'm loving it. Jensen is phenomenal in every role he does. He's phenomenal as Dino, was phenomenal as Soldier Boy, so why bake him halfway? Like, why not cook a little bit more with him? Like, he has so much potential to have been one of the best secondary antagonists you could have introduced. Like, I'm not kidding. He would have been a phenomenal secondary antagonist. Like, you could literally put the worst possible characterization on Homelander, and Soldier Boy would have made it 10 times better because he was still the secondary antagonist. Which is what I thought the show was building towards. That Soldier Boy becomes a secondary antagonist. You know, he no longer helps the boys. You know, he's an antagonistic force. You know, he was doing this shit for Clara for a Nazi. And I feel, why would you have Soldier Boy go through this character arc just to underbake him? Like, I'm sorry, just really stupid of a decision, and it's my biggest like gripe with this series. Is like, you had the perfect secondary antagonist. Why would you not use him? Like, he was right fucking there. My next problem with this series, God, okay, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to this problem. Sister Sage, man, what the actual fuck was that? I never thought I would hate a character more than I did Sister Sage after she lost her powers. Kimiko uses her powers because Sister Sage wants to test if the experiment worked, and it worked. But the way she does it is talking shit about Frenchie. It's like, oh, you don't want Frenchie to die for nothing type shit, right? And I'm like sitting there like, okay, what are you trying to do here? Like, you're supposed to be the smartest woman on the planet, or person on the planet. Sorry, Jesus, that felt really misogynistic. I didn't mean to. But you're supposed to be the smartest woman on the planet. Like, what the actual fuck are you doing? And I just felt like, dude, what? You know? Oh, is that button? Oh, it is. And I was like, I was sitting there and I was like, is this? Is this supposed to be Sister Sage or what? And it was just like, so she's just a dumbass in reality, and I hated that. I was like, she's worse than Kimiko was. And you can really tell in her writing. She is by far the worst part of this finale. I get it, they were trying to wrap it up, and I do think it would be actually better if they kept her powers. But just at the end had her go to that bunker that she was talking about going to, you know? There's no point in her doing anything else. She did it. She did what she was there to do, and now gone to the bunker and is there in solitude. You know, and there was another way you could have done this to confirm that Kimiko has superhero's powers. You could have quite literally had kidnapped a random soup, like, I don't even care, it could have been just any random soup you could come up with, and just have her blast them. And then be like, it works, let's move the fuck on. And they leave that soup alive to be powerless in the middle of the field. What the fuck are they gonna do? Kill you? They don't have any powers. You know, it could have been that, like, okay. It's just, they ruined Sister Sage's character. She wasn't even a good character to begin with. I liked her in Season 4, but then it was just like, Season 5 was like, what the fuck, girl? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Now, Homelander this episode. Man, does episode 1 of this season come back to bite his asshole. I've been a advocate for this season. I've been loving this season. I've been the only person who's probably been like, yeah, you know, I'm still kind of excited for the finale. No matter how much people shit talk the series and stuff like that, I'm still fairly excited for this finale. And I have to say, Homelander this episode, man, does the words of A-Train come back to haunt this finale. Because the words that Homelander without the powers is just a sniveling, pathetic, weak loser is very true. And the finale definitely shows that, because it's like, hey, you know how Homelander was terrifying? And he definitely did feel terrifying this season. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Other people say that he was less threatening. I still think he was threatening enough. But this episode really showed just the sheer fear he feels. You know, it's like, it's that thing where it's like, what's Tony Stark without the suit? Well, he's the same. He's a snarky, cocky, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist type of motherfucker. Homelander without the powers is a pathetic being that is willing to suck dick just to be alive. And I have never felt more happier to see a character be so deprived of what they were that it put a smile on my face. And that made me really fucking psychotic of me. To basically be like, yeah, well, I really like Homelander being a pathetic a pathetic little bitch, you know. It definitely feels more psychotic. Well, psychotic. It feels a bit, you know, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? But no, I really felt like, yeah, this is honestly what he deserves. And I've, not only that I feel like, oh yeah, this is honestly, honestly, I wouldn't change anything about that scene. If anything, I would have added more patheticness. I would have extended that scene and been like, God, added more to it, like, added more to the fire, like, it was already pathetic enough. But what if he was even more pathetic? You know? What if he was more pathetic? What if Homelander was even more pathetic than he already was? Okay. And so we come to the part of the finale that I love the most, which is the entire reason like I felt conflicted about the finale. At first glance, you may think, "Oh wow, the finale they really outdid themselves. They really like outdid themselves. Like, oh my god, it's a really good finale." I'll say this now, before I get beaten by somebody. Is the finale meh? Yes. Was the scene with Homelander begging Butcher for survival absolute cinema? Yes. Was it worth seeing Homelander become a sniveling little bitch? Yes. You know what else was worth it? Seeing the way he dies. That is the least gruesome. That is one of the least gruesome deaths this episode. And I think that's perfect. He didn't go out with a bang. He went out with a... That's it. The crowbar went into his head and just blew it off. Oh yeah, Homelander loses his powers in the finale, and I think that is just brilliant. Well, it's not brilliant. It's like, you know, that's what you expect. But really, I loved the fact that they kept what A-Train said at the beginning of the season. That Homelander without powers is a pathetic, sniveling loser. And they did. They did do it justice. I mean, this series really only had two options: either Homelander wins or he dies, and that was the perfect choice. But when you have 40 more minutes to go through, sir, may I ask you a question? Why is there 40 minutes left? Why is there 20 minutes left? I thought this was supposed to be the finale. Why is there 20 minutes left? Which is the pacing problem. Like, there's so much of the episode left, and yet it's like, yep, here's the end. It's like, excuse me? I was shocked. At how fast the episode moved. Yet then the final part of the finale, the fact that that wasn't even the third, that was the third act of the finale. Yes, it was the third act. But the fact that there was 20 minutes remaining was like excuse me, sir? Mr. Eric Kripke, why is there 20 fucking minutes left in the series finale? And then Butcher grabs the fucking virus, goes to Vought. Huey clocks that shit and goes after him. And then we probably get my second favorite part of this episode. When the talk between Butcher and Huey in the Vought Tower. That entire conversation made me realize truly how much I just love this show. And why I kept watching it. Why I even at some points enjoyed season 4, the worst season. And I admit that that's the worst season, dude. Like, nothing will beat that. Yet, the finale does something that I thought was really good. Butcher doesn't get a redemption arc. He doesn't redeem himself. Ryan says so. Butcher's a monster. Butcher is no better than Homelander. And yet, Butcher doesn't argue. He just takes it, agrees, and then grabs the virus and goes to Vought Tower. And he doesn't even get the chance to release it. Huey ends up shooting Butcher in the stomach, potentially, most likely in a vital organ. And that is... And that is how Butcher, for a lack of a better word, dies. Like, seriously. He gets shot into what I'm assuming he got shot into a vital organ because he bleeds out and dies. And so I'm left with this feeling of holy shit. They actually did it. They did what Stranger Things couldn't, which is kill off part of the main cast. Not just the main villain, but the main cast. Like, Billy Butcher is a vital part of the cast, of the characters, and they slaughtered him. Well, not slaughtered in a way, but they killed him. They did what I wanted Stranger Things finale to be. A show of just how powerful the series antagonist can be. You know, Homelander is terrifying, and the fact that, you know, it was basically two humans at the end of the day fighting, and Homelander is nibbling pussy, and then Butcher trying to kill all Soups, and Huey basically stopping him. But the reason I love that so much isn't because, oh, Butcher's dead. No, it's because of the way it happens. The way it happens. Butcher, after they fight, you know, Huey's still kind of terrible at fighting. Don't know why. But after they have their little fight, I wouldn't call it a fight, it's one-sided beatdown. Butcher has the virus in hand and is ready to release it. And then he hesitates when he sees Huey on the floor, and it reminds him of Lenny. He's reminded of Lenny, and he hesitates. Butcher hesitates, and he sees Lenny. And he's younger in Huey for the last time, and then Huey pulls the trigger, and I thought that was beautiful done. I thought that was beautifully done, and I shed tears. I'm gonna say this now. I shed tears throughout this finale. This is definitely not a bad finale. I expected worse. And in conclusion, let's just get straight to the conclusion, because I'm running out of thoughts. I'm going to say this is the best outcome for the boys finale. And honestly, yeah. I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. And the season, an overall 7 out of 10. Because it definitely had its highest, but it adds the series some of the series, sometimes the series worst and the series best. It's at the end of it, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not good. Well, it's not bad. It's not amazing. It's just good. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be much harsher on this season because it's the final season of The Boys. You know, it's the finale. Like, oh my god, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And that's honestly the things I would change is Sister Sage. I would definitely do what Sister Sage's ending was originally probably supposed to be, which is the bunker. Just go to the bunker and just relax. And that'd be it. I'd also change the editing in the fight between Homelander and Billy Butcher. Definitely change that part. 100% change that part. Definitely change that part. At points, yeah, the finale did feel rushed at points, and I understand why people felt that way. I understand why people felt that the finale might have been rushed. Jesus. But you know, at some points it was rushed, at some point it wasn't. I definitely would have focused a lot more on this episode even though we got a lot to do last episode. What else is there that I could talk about with this? That I could glue this with? At the end of the day, all I was hoping for is that it's better than Stranger Things. And it ended up delivering that this finale, that Eric Kripke could write a good finale. But I'll have to wait and see for the finale of, you know what? For Supernatural to see if Eric Kripke could do. I don't know if he actually did that final. But I'll see. And that's honestly where my thoughts end for this. For the show. So, solid 8 out of 10 for the finale. But overall, season 7 out of 10. I definitely think it's better than season 4. Season 4 was the lowest point for the boys. And I'm new to the show. I've been like I was a virgin when season 4 was about to come out. Like I didn't know nothing. I saw clips from it. I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting. I want to watch it." And I ended up watching it. And I was like, I ended up thoroughly enjoying it. And now it's my favorite show to watch. And I will definitely I would definitely rewatch seasons 1 through 4 just to get more clear thoughts. But yeah, that's all my thoughts for The Boys season 4. season 4, season 5. I'm not gonna do an entire series overview, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know if people are going to like it. I mean, so far, all I've seen is that it's mixed. People are mixed on the finale. There were definitely a lot of plot holes still left unanswered. Definitely one of them was, one of them that I wanted to answer was like, so, actually, I'm gonna leave the whole plot hole thing for the experts. I'm still sort of learning where to like go with this. You know. But yeah, I'll leave it. Honestly, I just want to hear other people's thoughts on this as well. I don't know the fucking time. 9 a.m. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I just wanted part 7 to be sort of like this review for the boys, so definitely I want to hear multiple thoughts. I'm gonna watch a bunch of videos about what other people thought about this season just to further if I agree or disagree. But these are my thoughts. 8 out of 10. Decent, solid finale. Better than Stranger Things season 5 finale. That is a bullshit finale. But yeah,